It is Erik O'Brien. I am here to show you my ball python and how to care for them. So let's go ahead and get to it. So this is a baby ball python, a baby fire ball python. So far I'm just using a 12-gallon or 20-gallon tank. And I'm going to be upgrading it to a 40-gallon large soon on. So, here I got some decorations to go on with his climbing branch. That's his climbing branch right there. He loves climbing branches. Actually, you should get a ball python. You should always have a climbing branch and a hiding spot. There is his hiding spot. And then this is his water bowl. The water you always want for a ball python is bigger than the ball python. You need it bigger for a ball python because they like to go in it to soak, whether they're in shed, trying to get off the shed, or whether they're relaxing and they want to. They like to go in the water, and kind of like a swimming pool, but it's not. And then here he is. There is Bruce. He is a baby, and as you can tell, he is in shed. I need to get a better shot of him. Of his eyes. Kind of hard to see on his eyes, but he is in shed, full shed. You can tell that a snake, or any snake, is in shed when they have milky blue eyes, or a kind of like white kind of eyes, grayish, milky-ish kind of eyes. And you never want to mess with them when they're in shed. You just don't, because they will get very irritated, and you can't touch their skin while they're in the shed because it really irritates their skin and hurts them really bad. And then you got, of course, the aspen bedding. Aspen bedding I use, I've never used any other kind of bedding. All I can get my hands on is aspen bedding most of the time, and it's pretty good. Not completely bad. And another thing, when you're feeding a snake, you don't want to mess with them for 2 days. I know people say, hey, you can't mess with them for 24 hours or something like that, or at least until you don't see the lump in them. I don't fully agree with that because they're not fully digested. They are usually fully digested in 48 hours or more. Now, 48 hours is actually probably the deadline, probably when they actually, fully, break it down in their stomach. So I would wait 48 hours to handle him. And obviously you always got to handle a snake or it's going to be aggressive. So let's go over the temperatures that you have to keep the cage. For ball pythons, you have to keep the cage in temperature. There's a cool side and a hot side. Right now he's on his warm side. There probably is either the cool side's over here. So the cool side, you want to keep it to 70 to about 70 to 80, probably to 85. And then the hot side, you want it from 85 to 95. Because they are from Africa and they love the heat. Heat is probably the biggest thing that you need to keep a ball python, except for humidity. I am in the process of getting a humidity gauge because I didn't have one before, but you need to get a humidity gauge, guys. You just got to. And let me tell you the humidity you have to have the cage in order for the ball python to live and shed properly. You have to keep the humidity between 40 and 60. Sometimes 60 may be a little too high. Sometimes it may be a little too low. It just depends. Most of the time it should be 40 to 60. I keep mine about 50, and I can tell because I have a little gauge that doesn't really work. It only works when you just put it in there for a second to check it. It doesn't stick on there or anything, and it's about 40% to 50% most of the time. So that's a really crucial thing. You need to keep your humidity up in the cage, especially for ball pythons, and especially for shed. They need the humidity always higher for shedding. And as I said, you'll know when they're shedding when they have milky blue eyes or white eyes. It just depends on the snake. And, Usually, Bruce has blue eyes, and it just depends, because I have another snake that is a motley corn snake, and he has milky white eyes whenever he's shedding, and that's an easier way to tell of it. But it doesn't matter. When they're in shed, they're in shed, and you should be able to find out the difference between the eye color and the shed eye color. So let's go over average lifespan. Now, the average lifespan of a ball python is usually arguable. Some of them live up to 40 years, but mostly the average lifespan of a ball python is 30 years. Sometimes they live 25, it just depends on the snake, and it also, if it has, a disease, or it's sick, or respiratory infection, or it's not cared for properly, it could be, live a lot early. It could die a lot earlier than usual. But as you can see, he is a baby. He's a few months old. I got him in January. He was maybe a few months old before that. Maybe born in October. Not completely sure of when his date of birth is. And he's been a really good snake. And let me go ahead and tell you the handling of a baby ball python. Now, let me just warn you, if you're going out and thinking that you're going to get a baby ball python and you don't, fully know what it's going to do, you're absolutely wrong, and you should not get one until you watch this video or another YouTuber's video on baby ball pythons. You need to watch a video first, because honestly, these guys are very, not aggressive, but they're scared. Baby ball pythons like to nip and bite all the time. You can't just reach in there and grab them. And I will show you later on when he's done with his shed. I will make a video on how to tame your baby ball python, and how to kick them out of any aggression towards you. Usually they're not aggressive. They're not nasty animals. They don't want to eat you. They don't want to kill you. They're scared. What do you think the first thing that they're gonna see when you reach your hand in there and try to grab them? They're going to think you're a predator trying to pick them up and eat them. Now, that's obviously, you're just going to know that. That you should know that he's going to think you're a predator and that you're trying to eat him. And, there's different ways to kick him out of that aggression, and I will show you guys in a different video. And, I would just like to go over Bruce's feeding. Now, usually sometimes it's hard to, tell whether he needs to be on a hopper mouse or adult or a small adult, depends. He is on hoppers, and I would go to a local pet store and show him your snake and ask him which is it going to be, or show them, but honestly, he's pretty good. He likes eating the hoppers. I mean, lately he hasn't been eating. I had to assist feed him the last 2 months, because at first I thought he was off feeding, and then he stopped eating for longer than a 4-month period. So I was like, okay, I gotta assist feed him before he ends up dying, because I know that this has been way too long that he's been off feed. So I went ahead and assist feed him twice. I fed him a live hopper last week, and he did eat it normally, so he should be back on his normal diet. And straight after that, he went ahead and started his shed. But I will show you videos on assist feeding and force feeding, two completely different things, and other things on how to feed, and just feeding videos for entertainment, guys. It's in just an educational video. It's for entertainment as well. And of course, Bruce here, when I first got him, he was a little bit aggressive. At the pet store, I went ahead and tried to pick him up at the pet store, and obviously he snapped at me. He didn't bite me, but he snapped at me, and it kind of made me unsure if I wanted one. But I got him anyways, of course, because, I could tame him, or not tame him, but I would like to say train him to be a good snake. And he has been a good snake lately, and he's done a very great job. He had never bitten me after that, because I'll show you I will upload some more videos on how to kick them out of aggression, and how to, take care of them as babies and everything. But he has done a very great job. He's a very sweet snake. He likes to slither around on me and have fun. he's not, a bad aggressive snake. No snake is really aggressive. And they shouldn't be labeled as aggressive, and they really shouldn't be feared. Snakes should not really be feared. If anything is feared, spiders. But not really spiders either. But anyways, snakes, they're naturally scared, and especially when you're reaching your hand up in there and you're bothering him and everything, it's gonna get him scared, and it's gonna get him thinking, hey, there's a predator trying to eat me here. I need to start showing him aggression and showing them who's the alpha dog, or who's better, who's more dominant. And my tip to, if you do get bit by a snake, don't quit. If you get bit by a snake, if you get bit by him, you back up real slowly, and then you go right back after him and hold him, and bites you again, you keep holding him. You don't let go of him. You show him that you are the one in dominance, not him. And I know I probably missed some things. Oh, yes, I did. Heating. Now, I use a lamp that provides, I don't know if you can see that, but it provides 43 watts of power. Of course, it's a 20-gallon tank, so it does it very well. But when I get up to a 40-gallon tank, it's going to have to, the wattage is going to have to be a lot higher. And then, of course, I have the heating pad right there on the side of the tank that really helps the heat over there too. And I also have another thing real quick about humidity. When you have a tank like this and not, a drawer as of, maybe that with a snake in it, then you're going to want to spray the sides. Get a squirt bottle, something like that. Get a squirt bottle and go ahead and just spray the sides of hot to the touch water, and it'll provide a lot of steam, and it'll get the humidity up high, and it will keep it there for maybe a few days. Actually, it's a really good source. And the aspen bedding, sometimes everyone says aspen bedding soaks up the humidity. That's not exactly true, because if you spray the aspen bedding too, you don't want to spray it so much to where it's going to grow fungus or grow any bacteria, but you want to spray mist it, and it does very well as well, and as to keeping the humidity. So I'm pretty sure I missed some things probably, so go ahead and comment down below and go ahead and tell me what I missed, and I will go over it again, because I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody can, forget. Nobody can, remember everything. So this is obviously my first video, so if I'm talking a little weird, it's, I'm very, very nervous right now about my first video. But my suggestion to you is, if you want more professional kind of things, I mean, I'd label myself as a professional. Do you think I'm a professional? I got my stuff down pretty well. But anyways, I would go to Brian Barczyk, and I would smash that subscribe, hit the notification bell, like his videos, comment on his videos, and watch his videos, and subscribe to Brian Barczyk. He is a great YouTuber. He's a great, probably the best snake breeder in the world right now. But I'm on limited time now, so I'm going to go ahead and say, watch my video, like it, notification bell, comment, and subscribe, and comment and tell me anything that I missed and care, and I will do a bunch of snake breeding videos, how to breed them. I will do, I got a beta down here that I will be doing tomorrow on how to feed and take care of it. I got hermit crabs that I will be doing some other time, and of course my other corn snake, Damien, and I will be getting another snake sometime soon. I also got birds that I will be showing you guys, and maybe a dog, don't know. But anyways, thank you guys. Don't forget, hit the subscribe, smash the like button, notification bell, and have a great week, guys.